Coming right up, a special edition of Straight Talk, the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Our guest tonight, Jim Michaelian, President, CEO of the Grand Prix Association of Long Beach, and Jim Liaw, President of Formula Drift, as we continue our 21st anniversary year.
Closed captioning provided by Scan Health Plan. Straight Talk is brought to you in part by Southern California Edison. For over 100 years, life powered by Edison. The Press Telegram, your local news leader for over 100 years.
Join us for tonight's edition of Straight Talk. And now your host, Art Levine.
Good evening and welcome to Straight Talk. We have a great show for you tonight focused on the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach. Our guest is Jim Michaelian, the President, CEO of the Grand Prix Association. Jim, welcome back to Straight Talk.
It's always a privilege being with you, Art. This is getting to be an annual affair, not only the race, but appearing on your show.
Well, thank you for that. And it is Long Beach's annual spring break, as I like to call it. The weather is almost always glorious, and it's a great party weekend.
Well, what could be better advantage from our perspective than invite 175,000 of our best friends to Long Beach in the middle of the springtime, when the weather's been great and the atmosphere is delightful and people can come down and really enjoy themselves and go away with a very strong and favorable impression about what Long Beach has to offer.
Well, we'll be talking about all the racing, but as you've mentioned many times, it's more than just a race. It's a party, it's food, it's music, it's camaraderie, it's crazy dress outfits. It's kind of letting loose a bit.
Well, it's really a week of entertainment, really, that culminates in some racing events, which are obviously have a focus in and of themselves. But people come, and for whatever reason, if they have an enjoyable experience here, that's really what we're trying to achieve.
And you continue to build in added value year after year. You always find something, and we'll talk about Formula Drift later, but there's excitement building for this year. Give us a quick outline. In fact, let's take a look at the start of last year's race, just to get everyone in a racing mood.
Green flag will come out, and we're racing on the streets of Long Beach, California. Davey, not a bad lineup through the first 5 or 6 rows.
Not a bad lineup. Joseph Newgarden, he chose, you know what, I don't think I can beat Dario. I'm just going to pull up behind him. He does that. Pagenaud comes from 4th and 3rd by Justin Wilson.
But it looked like Joseph Newgarden was going to go for it, and it may have cost him, Jake Query.
Joseph Newgarden nearly made contact with Dario Franchitti. Then he went to the outside in turn number 1. They went side by side through 1. They're already working their way into 4, Mike.
Joseph Newgarden made contact with the tire barrier on the outside, and Davey, just like that, his day is done.
Jim, tell us a little bit about what's going on this weekend as far as the race itself
Well,
goes.
as you just saw, the IZOD Indy cars will be back. Helio Castroneves and Dario Franchitti and Ryan Hunter-Reay, who is the series champion, will all be competing here, and hopefully they'll all get through turn 1 a little bit better than they did last year. But we have a full complement of racing activities for the weekend. Toyota Pro Celebrity Race. Michelle Rodriguez is going to be in there. Adam Carolla is coming back as the reigning champion. Matthew Fox is going to be there. So that should always be an exciting part of our Saturday program, as well as the American Le Mans Tequila Patron Series, which features cars like Ferraris and Porsches and BMWs, and that always is a great culmination to our Saturday on-track activities. But there's a variety of other events that take place. In fact, we've added one this year, and that's going to be on Sunday, right before the big race, we're going to have an exhibition race here. Robbie Gordon's off-road stadium super trucks are going to come and put on a demonstration around the circuit for about 20 minutes, and that should be exciting, listening to those 600 horsepower V8s going down Shoreline Drive. So that's just a part of the added value that we are constantly looking to provide to people.
And then, of course, you have the Lifestyle Expo that has this 100,000 feet of exhibits, motor and non-motor activities.
Actually, it's 275,000 square feet, and it fills the entire convention center. And yes, it's an exposition where everybody goes through at least once during the weekend. And in fact, incorporated into that is our family fun zone, which we started a couple of years ago and proved to be extremely interesting to families. Kids can come down and drive little electric go-karts around, which is always one of the real attractive parts of it, and there's other activities for kids with simulators, and so it's a chance for everybody to come down and realize some of their fun during that particular period of time.
And let me put in a plug for a Straight Talk night we're having at Trainees, and to which you are all invited on Thursday, April 4th at Phil Trainees Restaurant on Long Beach Boulevard. Come over and you'll have a chance to meet Jim and our other guest, Jim Liaw, and a couple of other surprise guests. Jim will provide a subsequent update on the race, and you'll have a chance to watch this show, which you're obviously already seeing, but you'll have a chance to watch it again with 40 or 50 of your closest friends.
Yeah, it's always a fun night, and it's a great way to sort of kick off the month of April because there's a variety of activities that take place prior to race weekend.
My birthday party, of course, is one of the big ones.
That's one of the highlights.
How's the interest in the race this year? The economy's coming out of the ditch a bit. Sales going pretty
and
well.
we're seeing that not only from an individual perspective with regard to our fans, but also from a corporate account, because a lot of our hospitality options are now gone, and we're constantly looking at ways in which to create new opportunities for people to come down and enjoy the event at whatever scale they want to.
And there's a big economic benefit of the race to the city, and I know one of the benefits is just the national and even international television, the Chamber of Commerce shot of the race and the Queen Mary in the background. It puts Long Beach in a very favorable light.
Well, you know, we're an outdoor event, and unlike most events where it's held indoors or in a coliseum or a closed environment, we're an outdoor event, and quite frankly, when those cameras pan around, they not only capture the cars on the track, but all the surrounding environment. And what could be more picturesque than seeing either the harbor or now the city landscape of Long Beach? And either one of those, and especially as it's viewed from the helicopter, which provides coverage of the event, it's spectacular.
It is a great look, and we'll be back. And in the next segment, one of the really extraordinary activities of the weekend is this Formula Drift. You'll hear all about it when we come back.
Supported by Edison International. Californians are getting to be old hands at year-round energy conservation, part of our special awareness of the resources we all depend on. We're making the change to energy-efficient light bulbs, keeping warm weather thermostats set to a comfortable 78 degrees, and giving major appliances the afternoon off. Because when it comes to energy conservation, it all adds up. Life, powered by Edison.
In today's world, everything's connected. From the workplaces that support us, to the homes that welcome us, to the trees and wildlife habitats that remind us how important our environment is. When a bird lands on a branch, and in the midst of a busy day, we stop to watch, it makes us realize we're all in the same boat. The Port of Long Beach welcomes this world with open arms, an environmental policy that's second to none, and a commitment to shaping a vibrant community. The Port of Long Beach, thinking outside the docks.
Hello, I'm Jessica Hardy, a proud Long Beach native and a member of the USA Swimming national team. Having spent much of my life in water, I've developed a deep appreciation for the valuable role that this precious resource plays in our lives. In recent years, California's water supply has become unreliable. To address this reality, Long Beach residents have dramatically reduced their water use through permanent lifestyle changes. In doing so, Long Beach has made itself a leader in water conservation. As I work hard to achieve my personal goal of qualifying for the 2012 Summer Olympics, I encourage you to continue your tremendous efforts to use water in smart and responsible ways. So join me and your fellow Long Beach residents in strengthening the water conservation movement. By making small but significant changes in our water use habits, together we can ensure that we have a reliable water supply for many generations to come.